This is my summary of Antigone. Antigone was written by Sophocles around 441 BC. And let's start with a little backstory so you understand what's going on. So, Laius marries Jocasta, right? They have a few kids, but one of their kids is named Epidus, spelled like this. But when he was born, there was a prophecy that Epidus would kill his father and marry his mother. Now, to prevent this tragedy, Laius sends Epidus off to a different kingdom, or he has him killed. I don't quite remember. And he sends his son to the next to different kingdom to get him away, so he doesn't kill him. Right? Anybody do that? So Epidus grows up in this other kingdom, and he catches wind about this prophecy about him that he's gonna kill his dad, marry his mother. But what he doesn't know is that he thinks that the king of the kingdom that he's in is his dad and his mother. So he leaves there to try to prevent killing his adopted mother and father, but they aren't really his mother and father. So he leaves and he goes to the kingdom where his real mother and father are. But on the way, he gets into a scrape with his real father, but he doesn't know it's his father. Never seen him before. And he kills him. And when he gets to the kingdom, he falls in love with his mom and marries his mom. So, after Epidus marries Jocasta, which is the name of his mom, they have 4 kids together: Estocles, Polynices, Ismene, and Antigone, the heroine of our story. Tragic heroine, dang it. And after a few years, Epidus figures out that Jocasta is his mother. He killed his dad on the way to the kingdom that he's now commanding. And Jocasta kills herself, and Epidus gouges out his eyes and goes on exile until his death. After Epidus' death, Estocles and Eteocles and Polynices have an agreement. They're going to share the kingdom by each one rules a year. So Eteocles starts the rule, he rules for a year, but after that year, he doesn't want to give up the throne. And Polynices is mad about this, so he goes and gets a kingdom. He goes and gathers an army to attack or take back the throne from Eteocles. So, after the battle, both of the sons are killed, right? So Eteocles is dead, Polynices dies, and Creon, their uncle, which is Epidus' brother, he takes control over the kingdom. And since this man is a doofus, let me just tell you now, Creon is basically on crack this whole time until the very end. So Creon takes control of the kingdom, and he orders that anybody who tries to bury Polynices, since he attacked a city, anybody that tries to bury Polynices will be killed. I think the punishment was to be stoned at that time. So, meanwhile, here's a new picture of Greece, if you're wondering what it looks like. This is where the story is taking place, Athens. So, Ismene and Antigone wants to go bury her brother, Polynices. because it's the right thing to do. It's the God's will, right? But since Ismene heard about the declaration from Creon that anybody who tries to bury Polynices will be killed, she tries to convince her. Here's an artist's depiction of what that might have looked like. So here's Ismene trying to convince Antigone not to go and bury him, pour the libations. Libations are the pouring of wine as an offering to the gods, too. So they'll take her to the underworld. So Antigone doesn't listen to her, claiming that the gods have more control than Creon over what should be done. So she goes out and buries Polynices. And so here's where things get interesting. So she buries Polynices in the middle of the night, and Creon hears about it, right? So he's up there raging in his palace about who did it, and he's trying to pin it on some guards since they can't find who done it. So after the guards move Polynices' body somewhere else, Antigone sees them moving the body to desecrate it, basically, or defile it, and she screams no, does libations again, pours the dirt, sprinkles the dirt on top as representation, and the guards take her into custody and bring her to Creon. Now, when Creon sees her, he's like, ha, is this a joke, dude? So he interviews her, and he's like, okay, Antigone, I don't really think you'd actually go against my orders. And she's just like, nope, I did it. Kill me. So he's like, oh, crud, you're not making this any easier for me. Here, just do this and take this loophole, and then I won't have to kill you. But she's, nope, I'm going against you. I buried my brother. That's the right thing. So Creon is mad that Creon gets all indignant and mad that she won't listen to him. So he says, okay, you're going to be stoned. But later on, after a little while, he decides that's not a good idea, because then they'll think she's a hero, because Polynices is just trying to take back the throne, not destroy the city. But he decides to have her buried alive with little food or water in a cave. So his son, Haemon, hears about that, and he tries to convince his father not to kill Antigone, which is his fiancée. So welcome to ancient Greece, lots of incest. So Creon is Antigone's uncle, Haemon is Creon's son, so they're cousins. Gonna get married. So Haemon comes in, tries to convince his father. His father says no. So his father finally gets Antigone taken away to her tomb to be buried alive. So they bury her alive, but after they bury her alive, the seer, whose name is Tiresias, comes and tells Creon that he's an idiot and that he shouldn't have killed his family, and Creon tries to go save Antigone, but he's too late, and Antigone had hung herself inside the cave rather than starve to death. So Haemon comes around, and Haemon had opened the tomb to try and save Antigone, but he found Antigone, who she had hung herself in the tomb. So he pulls out his sword, tries to kill his dad, Creon, and Creon leaps to the side, so Haemon's just like, screw it! So he stabs himself in the gut and commits suicide. Now Eurydice, Creon's wife, also commits suicide after hearing that her son committed suicide, and Creon goes back home feeling like he's basically lost everything. He's lost his wife, he lost his kid, he lost all of his nieces and nephews, except Ismene, I think. I don't remember. But after this, Creon is broken, and he basically ends the story saying that he was sad. Okay, and that's my summary of Antigone.